Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. Now, I really think we should, Shelby, let's just tape the Frank Barton introduction, and we can just sneak that in all the time. You know, I mean, it is good. You know, it's got all the right words and everything. He's like Ron Wong reading off a fishing report. He didn't have to use any notes or anything. You did it. I appreciate it. I won't mention the gallbladder anymore, okay?
You just did.
Oh, that's true. I did. Okay. All right. We recently were out at the Mid-South Sports Boat and RV Show. My good friends, the Lovell family, and I had the privilege that I've had for many years to be the PA announcer. I wasn't out there as much as I have been because of other situations going on in my life, but had a chance to meet. I always have a chance to meet a lot of good folks that not only just locally but travel through and come to the show. But met a new friend at the show. His name is Dennis Bowen. He is the owner of Bethesda Fishing LLC, and I really like his slogan: "Water heals the mind." And I think I will agree with that wholeheartedly. And I asked Dennis to come on the show with us this morning. Good morning, Dennis.
Good morning. How you doing?
I am doing great. And so tell us about Bethesda Fishing, Dennis, because you kind of explained some of that to us, how you got into it and how much you love fishing and the fly fishing part. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I live here in Memphis, Tennessee. I work as a paramedic, and I have some law enforcement experience also. And so Bethesda Fishing came out of a passion for fishing and also a way for me to a mental health treatment for myself, a self-care. And I started tying fly fishing, started tying flies, and I said, hey, you know what, I can start tying some jigs up. So I started tying jigs up, bass jigs, crappie jigs. I started building spinner baits, buzz baits, and so I started my own little business. And one of the main things out of the business is I want to encourage people to go fishing. I want to get away from social media, get away from the noise, and go out, have some time in nature, have some time with the Lord, and do some fishing.
And in your motto there, heals the mind, it to me, and I know, Frank, when you do what you love to do, whether it's duck hunting or training your dogs or anything, and whether it's George is helping people and all the stuff that George does, we all need to get away and focus on some things that this crazy world's in. And when I heard Dennis talk about Bethesda Fishing, it just kind of hit me as a calming influence. And I guess the name itself, talk about how you came up with the name Bethesda Fishing.
Yes, a lot of people think I'm talking about Bethesda, Maryland.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's actually, it's out of the Bible, the Gospel of John.
Yes, it is.
And the Pool of Bethesda.
Yes.
We had, in the Bible, you have a bunch of people that are paralyzed, that are ill. They lay by the pool daily, waiting for it to be troubled. So hopefully someone can put them in and they can get healing. We actually know that it's Jesus Christ that performed the miracle of healing. And I'm not trying to say there's mystical powers in water, but I believe that the Lord has given us water. He's given us creeks, rivers, streams. He's given us the great outdoors, and it's a way for us to get out and be out and heal.
It's perfectly great things there that you explained that to a lot of us. And the fly fishing part, Dennis, talk about that, how you got into that. Have you because is this something that you've done in the last years? Talk about how you got into fly fishing.
I started fly fishing in around 2013. Okay. I had an interest in it. I started it, and I self-taught.
Self-taught,
right?
Yes.
And okay. I started tying flies a couple of years ago, and from there it's just it's my new passion. I hardly ever use a spinning rod now.
You don't? Okay.
No, I grew up using cane poles, spinning rods. And since I've transitioned over to fly fishing, it's been hard for me to pick up a spinning rod. I mean, I'll do it, but I definitely prefer to fly fish. I like to fly fish locally. There's a lot of lakes and streams and places that obviously Arkansas is the place to go. Fly fishing for trout. But I encourage people to try it locally. I mean, there's lots of resources here that you can fish in this area.
Anyway, it's not something, and we've talked about this on the show many times. You don't have to spend a whole lot of money to get into fly fishing. It's what you want to spend, but at the same time, it's also I'm the only person who's probably flunked casting school 3 times. Okay, I mean I've taken it from the great Berry brothers, John and Dan Berry, and I just don't have the knack of it. But at the same time, that I can understand. The fly tying takes so much concentration, right, Dennis? Do you get by yourself and when you're tying and try to stay focused? What's that?
The fly tying is, it can be difficult. That's one of the things that I like about fly tying is I consider it like a art form.
Yes.
You can get in on the fly table, get your vise, and start tying up flies, and it's a good distraction, and it's a lot of focus, and then you're creating this awesome piece of art that you're going out and throwing it into a tree and losing it. No. Hopefully, yeah. I actually
been there, done that.
Yeah, right. So that I love fly tying and fly fishing both. They're equally a love for me.
Where's your favorite place to fly fish?
Man, honestly, this is going to sound kind of crazy, but
what?
I love going down to the Arca Butler Spillway.
There you go.
I like going down there, taking my little 6-weight, 5-weight rod. They're a huge fish to be caught. I've caught big buffalo. I've caught carp. I've caught white bass, crappie, and it's right here close to us.
Yes, it is.
It doesn't take you to get a guide or anything like that. You can go right out there and start fishing and have some fun.
Now, your lures that you make.
Yes, sir.
Do you make different styles or what?
Well, I started focusing in on crappie. Well, I started focusing on crappie jigs, make spinners.
That's what it looked like at your booth.
Yes, sir.
I could see that.
Because there's not a lot of people that fly fish, so I wanted to use the same techniques I do for fly fishing and create these jigs and these for bass. I'm getting ready to start working on some saltwater jigs.
Oh, you really?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And so what do you your material, what do you use?
A lot of chenille, marabou, different types of feathers, anything that flashes or silicone body parts.
Oh, yeah.
Get those fish attention.
Do you have? Are you naming your lures?
I'm not. I should start.
You need to do that.
Yeah. Larry would be a great source.
There you go, Frank.
For you to name lures.
Yeah.
He has got some great names that he's come up with.
I have. Yeah. No one's ever offered me the chance to do that.
That would be a good idea.
An opportunity.
Yeah, I need to get with Dennis, and we could come up with names.
That's
and we could tie it into this show.
Absolutely, we could do it.
Yeah,
tie it in.
That's a pun. That's
that.
Way to go, Frank. It went past everybody else, but you jumped right on it right there. Again, we're visiting with Dennis Bowen, Bethesda Fishing LLC. And Dennis, are you from Memphis? Or you?
I'm from Memphis. I did my little tour of duty down in Mississippi, but I'm back.
You're back. Okay,
I'm back, and I've been here for several years. Yes.
You and your wife, right?
Yes, sir. We both live here.
And her name?
Amanda Bowen.
Amanda, and you have a little critter, too.
Yes, that was Wilson. Wilson is the therapy dog for Memphis Fire Department.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, Lee, I got to mention that. Wilson, okay.
Wilson is, and he's he doesn't do anything but just like to be petted on. I mean, he's not he wouldn't be like a service dog.
No. But he's like assisted living post or something. I don't know, where you can take people, little kids.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
To pet him.
Yeah. His main job is to get loving.
And what kind of dog is he?
He's a Labradoodle.
That's what I thought. Yeah, he was a cute little fella and everything. Like, how old's Wilson?
He's right at. Hang on, man. If I don't get this right,
4
years old.
4 years old.
Right.
We don't want Amanda to.
Yeah,
come
she's going to be
him.
mad. Yeah,
I
probably got the breed wrong too.
No, well, that's okay. You're close enough.
No.
Well, so now, can people get in touch with you?
Yes, I have Facebook and Instagram. It's Bethesda Fishing LLC. You can look me up there. I have a website.
That's okay. Bethesda, and that's BETHESDA larryrayfishing.com, and we'll post all this on my website, larryray.com. And I appreciate you taking time, Dennis, to be with us on Saturday morning, and we'll be glad to help you whatever we can as helping spread the word, because I know this is something close to your heart.
Yes, sir. And I really appreciate you having me on and for this opportunity. It's been awesome.
Well, thank you. And I appreciate George being in here and bringing my book. And you try to track down Wong if you can, George. And then I won't mention my surgery again because Frank will leave one more time.
You can mention the surgery.
I can mention the surgery. Okay. I do appreciate that's way back in the background anyway. All right. Anyway, the surgery is next Tuesday. I will be out next week. Going to take it a little easy for a while, and then, as I said, Ron Wong will be in with Mark Copley of Rather Outdoors, and I still think I'm a Strike King, former Memphian Mark Copley. And then in 2 weeks, we'll have the another show, and I think that's going to be the classic show, and maybe the following week. I don't know. Shelby, we'll determine all that. But anyway, guys, thank you. Thank you, Frank Barton.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you,
Enjoyed
George.
being here.
Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you, sir.
For being in the studio. And we close it out every week with the same thing, right, Frank?
We do.
It doesn't cost an extra cent to be a good sport. And what else?
God bless the USA.